Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of the Last Eagle Heart podcast. DJ Spin It.
Eagle Heart podcast. You are listening to the Last Eagle Heart. You are listening to the Last Eagle Heart podcast.
What is up, everybody? How's it going? Beginning of the week, end of the week. Whenever you're filling this in and listening to this podcast or watching it, if you're on YouTube, whatever it may be, I'm glad that you're listening to it, and I hope your week is doing well, or your day. Whatever you're going through, I hope you go through it okay, because I'm here for you. And that's why you're listening to this podcast, hopefully for some motivation or getting amped up for the weekend as always. Either way, I'm glad to be in your ears and also eyes. So eyes and ears, listening or visually, whichever one. But episode 37, baby, what's it dedicated to? What is it? Dawson, it looks like you're being a little lazy with it, like a daisicle with it. Well, no. I have this on for a specific reason. I've been busy this week, and it's been mostly involved with a bunch of church events, and helped out with some of the youth this weekend, which was an honor. And so now episode 37 is dedicated to the season of church merch. Hashtag church merch is underestimated, at least for me. Not underestimated, but I need it in my life a little bit because, I'm driving around in my car. I have it on. And somebody pulls out in front of me, I thought about honking at him. I had my hand already on the horn, but then I looked down, I saw my shirt, I was like, oh, you know what? WWJD, that's what you think. What would Jesus do? And guess what? I honked my horn no, I didn't honk my horn, but I just let it slide. It wasn't worth it. It was mostly because it was a big burly logging truck dude, and I'm 125 pounds, soaking wet. So it wasn't even worth my time. He was driving like one of those big diesel trucks, pulled out right in front of me. I was in my small little Subaru, so I'm not gonna mess with him. I'm gonna let him go on to his day. Probably he looked like he was going somewhere in a hurry anyways. Maybe it was his week to pick up the kids. I don't know. Either way, not messing with them, but church merch. Yeah, this weekend I helped out with the youth kids, which was the first time I've ever done that in my life. It was a very new adventure for me. I was leading the 7th and 8th graders to make great decisions, hopefully. They get impacted by me in somewhat of a little bit. Like, what positive output? Like, that's what I thought going into the weekend. I was like, what positive output can I have on these young ones? Because I haven't been around 7th and 8th graders since I was like in 7th or 8th grade. And I don't know what their interests are. I'm not 13, 14 years old. So I was like, okay, I gotta, also be serious at the same time. I'm not a really serious person. So I had to really, be goofy, but at the same time bring them all in together and have them be serious, which is really hard for them because there was a question that I asked. It was how can we bring more people to know Jesus and who he is? And then one 7th grader just answered, throw a Bible at him. Like, that's gonna bring them. I guess that's one way. If you really go try it, go try it on the big burly dude that pulled out in front of me. Let's see how well that goes. Throw a King James version at him. He may not understand it because of all the these and the thous, but here you go, brethren, and just toss it at him. I don't know. But he threw that at me, and I was like, I didn't know how to take it. So we're sending those 7th and 8th grade missionaries out to work, and they're going to throw as many Bibles at people as they possibly can, I guess. Little Gideons. Also, it's just been a busy week in general for me. That's why I'm posting this podcast on Tuesday, and said it was going to be on Tuesday, because sometimes my weeks can catch up to me, and I just don't have enough time to be able to put in to take time out to do a podcast. And I'm not going to want to stay up all the time till 2-3 o'clock in the morning and then have to wake up for a morning shift to go to my pizza job. And especially I worked a double, and this is when the day that I was supposed to be doing my podcast. Usually it was, of course, when I was doing a double, and of course on this double a kid didn't show up. A person didn't show up. They said that the COVID shot, they got it recently, and they didn't feel good, which is fine. It's whatever. But at that moment, I was irritated, because I'm irritated that the fact that it was me. Of course, it had to have been me. It could have been anybody else, but the person called in, and it had to have been me, the one that had to stay a little bit later because he was supposed to come in and I was supposed to leave, that kind of situation. I had to stay 3 hours later because of him. I got home so late, and anybody that works a job, a minimum wage job, knows, especially if it's, in the food industry, knows, like, if someone doesn't come in or whatever, it's a very irritating thing, and they should be punished. Okay, and in that moment, you don't care. You're just like, wow, COVID or not, come on in here, do your job. And also, I see a lot of people now with the COVID stickers. That's what I've been seeing recently. Like, I just got vaccinated. I've been seeing those a lot. Why? Why wear them? It's just like the same thing as the I just voted stickers. Just take them off. Just put them in your car. Like, I feel like anybody would do anything if there was a sticker involved. Like, hey, you want to come rob this bank with me? No. Why would I want to rob it? You'll get a sticker. Oh, cool. And then you get your I just robbed a bank sticker. That's what it reminds me of. Like, why? Every time a sticker's involved, people are like, I'm going to do it. They wear it proudly. They post it on their stories. Why? Just take the stickers out of it. We know you got vaccinated. I don't care. Vaccinated or not, I'm just tired of seeing the stickers of everybody. They're just like, oh, I wear it proudly. Like, it's like they got the Purple Heart in the military or something. They're just like, boom, I did my part. Did you? Yeah, I did mine. Yeah, look at me. I did this. Oh, man. But, man, what an amazing day. I'm actually doing this podcast during the day for once, not like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It typically is. It's awful, but I got this nice cup of coffee going for me. Whew. Did anybody watch that Jake Paul fight? I didn't watch it out of my own free will, but someone brought it up. One of my roommates brought it up, and we're like, all right, let's turn it on and see what it is. But the thing is, though, is who's going to pay $50 to see a trash fight like that? And I'm not a Jake Paul or Logan Paul fan, whatever. I don't even keep up with them. But I just thought it would be interesting because I know who Ben Askren is. And I watch UFC. So I was like, this dude fought Jorge Masvidal, even though it was only 5 seconds. And before we get into that, Jorge Masvidal got a little bit of his own little medicine back at him that one the other day. He got a little pop to the face and half his face splattered on the cage thanks to Usman. Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Ben Askren. Now, I know he's not known to be the greatest fighter, but he was in the UFC, and he's fought alongside like Jorge Masvidal, whatever his name is. But so the fact that Jake Paul was fighting him was very interesting to me. And so, of course, my friends and I, like, we were just talking about who we wanted to win and we thought we were going to win. I honestly thought at first Ben Askren was going to win. I was like, there's no way. I mean, yes, he's like 40 years old, and Jake's like in his, like, I think maybe late 20s, like maybe 26, somewhere around there. I'm not for 100% sure. But just the simple fact that Ben Askren's fought before, and he's, went to the Olympics and wrestled. But I know boxing's different, so he's not known for his punching. But, I mean, I don't know. I thought I gave Ben Askren a shot. I was like, you know what? Ben Askren was going to go ahead, and he was going to, take it away. He was going to do great things, and he was going to beat Jake Paul. But then we started, and of course I didn't buy it. Who was going to buy that for $50? We, of course, went on YouTube and just started seeing people who put it on like their live streams. They were just live streaming it for subscribers, which is the dumbest thing. Do you really think they're going to stay subscribed to you because of your content or whatever? Like, there were some kids that were live streaming it, but they only had like 3 videos, and it was like them of like their stupid high school vlogs. They were just like, I don't know. I watched one of them like a little bit through just to see what this kid was going to be talking about. Nothing interesting. But he, of course, live streamed it. And he did get a lot of subscribers, but you're going to lose the majority of them by the time that it even by the time that the fight was over. But that's none of my business and none of my concern. We got to watch it live stream, and it was pretty tough because the live streams kept on being taken down. So we had to keep on finding a new one. And they were all under Fortnite thumbnails, which was great. So it was Fortnite thumbnail, and it was just like Fortnite stream. And then all of a sudden you click on it, and there's two dudes boxing. You're like, yes. Way to hide it. You're really fooling YouTube, especially like when the people were like especially when there's 50,000 people watching your Fortnite live stream. Like, no 50,000 people are watching your Fortnite live stream. I'm sorry, but and this also, they were in the chat, they were trying to keep YouTube, like they thought the people at YouTube were like, oh, we don't know what's going on if they kept on putting fake there. 50,000 people viewing it, and they're just putting fake. Yeah, of course YouTube's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna take this down. Eventually got to the point where we were watching a live stream of a dude. He was just filming. He was filming off his phone and just showing his TV, and he was just completely just out of his mind, just talking to his, just yelling at his wife in the background, and the resolution was terrible. It was all fuzzy. But eventually we got to the point where, like, we watched the fight, and there was a live stream that lasted a long time, and we got to watch the whole, good old solid 2 minutes that it lasted. Whew. And all those fights, I don't understand all the like, we didn't really watch the beginning fights. We didn't really care. The halftime performances were a complete joke. Like, who were those people, and why? Just why? They literally had a boxing match, a halftime performance, boxing match, halftime performance, boxing match, halftime performance. Now, Justin Bieber was there. Of course, his wasn't like, crazy bad, but his lasers, man, like the little green lasers, they were like, you could see them through the TV, and they were just like blinding us because the lasers that were going everywhere. The angles also in the fight were just absolutely awful. Like, there were just parts that when the people were fighting, like, it was just literally, they got the ring on the outside, just the rink, and I don't know. Triller needs to work on whoever the camera people are, and they need to get their stuff together before they go into the next fight, because that was awful. Awful camera angles when we're trying to watch a fight here. At least get in the ring or something. And also they even got what's his name? Michael Buffer. I think that's what his name is. I'm gonna have to look this up. I think his name is Michael Buffer. The famous announcer for Michael Buffer. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Load. See, the Wi-Fi around here, around my apartments, have been pretty bad. Yes, Michael Buffer. He gets paid. I read this or looked this up. He gets paid between $25,000 and $100,000 to say his famous words. his 5 famous words. Let's get ready to rumble. Like, literally, those words. He just goes out there, grabs the mic, says it, gets paid $25,000 to $100,000. On occasions, I've even read that he's gotten paid upwards of $1 million just to utter those words. That's insane. That is like, if that's a lot of money, okay? $25,000 to $100,000 just to say 5 words and then to get off. Like, if that was my job every day, just to wake up and, like, I don't know, if I had a job just to wake up every day and just go outside and pick up somebody's mail for them and knock on their door and give it to them, and they hand me a $25,000 check out of it, that's what I can compare that to, as, like, he just has a voice. That's it. Like, I could say that. I'd be like, oh, let's get ready to rumble. I think that was pretty good. That was worth $25,000. What happens if, like, he, like, choked up one time? He got, like, a scratchy voice and he couldn't get through most of it. He was just like, let's get ready to oh, well, I mean, at least he gets half of 25. Give him $10,000 or $12,000. That dude's making it. But he was there. He did the announcing. But honestly, my whole favorite part of that whole thing, the whole Jake Paul fight, it wasn't even the fighting. It was just the fact of, like, the national television to what like I watched like when Triller was doing it, and me getting to watch it like off of like fightnight.com. I think that's where you were supposed to purchase it, but any smart person wouldn't spend money on that. But anyways, so it like there was no filter. The hosts were like cussing. They were passing marijuana around. They were all drinking, laughing, having a good time, making fun of the fighters. Like that, to me, that's entertaining. That is by far entertaining. And it was just so funny to watch the comparison because, like, Joe Rogan in UFC, when they have like their when they do their walkouts or whatever, the UFC fighters do their walkouts, like they have the music, and Joe Rogan or whatever, whoever's announcing, is just like, man, yeah, he's an all great fighter and just an all-time champ. I mean, like, I'm just ready to see him just go in that octagon and just freaking bash some face in. In this event where it came to boxing and they were doing their little outing things, they had Pete Davidson and Snoop Dogg had me rolling when Ben Askren came out. I forgot what song he came out to, and he came out to some weird music that I didn't think he would have ever came out to. And Snoop Dogg and Pete were just making fun of it and just dancing to it, having the greatest time ever. I was entertained. I enjoyed that. Also, Pete Davidson roasting Jake Paul as he was coming out. That by far was hilarious. I loved every bit of that, for sure. I'm trying to think of what he said. He said, oh, the smoke came up, and you can see like the shadow of Jake Paul, and then Pete just goes, oh, get ready, everybody. We're about to lose some brain cells. I was dying. But Pete Davidson was pretty petty, though. It was some like high school thing because he went into Jake Paul's locker room and then like starts talking to him all nice and whatever, and starts trying to like be his friend, be his buddy. And then he went into Ben Askren's locker room and just started talking trash about Jake Paul. I was like, all right, man, you do your thing. You go talk nice to the guy's face, and then you go talk trash to him behind his back. I was like, that's pretty high schoolish, but he was still funny. He cracked me up. Him and Snoop Dogg and Dana White apparently, betted $2 million a piece. I wish I had that kind of money just to be able to waste like that, just to be able to bet $2 million a piece. Like that's $5 to them. That's what's crazy to me. $2 million to them is nothing, absolutely nothing. I literally like find a $5 bill in the back of my pants while I'm doing laundry. I'm like, holy cow. Like I have a tear come down to my eye. I'm like, oh my God. Like, Jesus, thank you. You have blessed me. I will be able to survive now. Like this $5 in the back. No, they're literally pissing off $2 million like it's absolutely nothing, and just like, oh, what do you want me to do? Cash app to you? You want to cash app that? How about that? You want me to do that for you? Speaking of pissing away your money, what's this? Yeah, I think that's what's left of Little Pump. I am not 100% sure. I'm okay. I'm telling you, if you promised me to be like, if you are just listening to this right now, go on YouTube and scroll over to this point, or just go to Lil Pump's Instagram. You have to look at this picture of him. I'm telling you, if you told me today, like, hey, Dawson, if, like, you're going to be a millionaire, but you have to look like that, I don't want to be a millionaire anymore. Like, what is that? He looks like he got curb stomped. Like, I mean, I don't know, dude. He looks like somebody just wrote all over his face, like some kindergartner was. I don't know, dude. He looks like a desk. I like those YouTube comments. Like I saw like someone said that he looks like a desk in high school. Like, when you wrote on the desk, that's what he looks like. I thought that was funny. So I gotta credit the YouTube comments. That wasn't mine. But yeah, if you promised me $1 million, or I was going to be a millionaire and I had to look like that, no, not even worth it. And also, he captioned it and said this was 28 mil. 28 mil! What? Are you kidding me? For a piece of, like, for a jewel in between your head? A bunch of rappers are doing this. Not, or a bunch of rappers. I think rappers or celebrities, in general, like you got Lil Uzi Vert. I saw him first. I know some of the adults here don't know who Lil Uzi Vert is. Grab your kid, ask him. It doesn't matter. Just know that it's a musical artist that's a millionaire and they don't know how to spend their money or use it wisely. No, they, instead of donating, they do stupid stuff like this all the time. And this is by far the funniest thing. I thought the excessive jewelry was bad. But apparently that's even worse. Getting a jewel in between your head. It looked like, you know, the bedazzle guns? Like they were, when you were, I think it was like around when I was like a little kid. It was a bedazzle gun, and it was like it looked like a glue gun, but you like could just bedazzle things, or those little plastic gems that you can like peel the little sticky stuff behind it, and you can just stick it all over you, and you would stick them on your body. That's what that looks like. But in the middle of his forehead, you just stuck one of those in the middle of his, that could be complete glass. Okay, he could have bought that for like $5 for like in his complete glass, and no one would have like second guessed him if he said it was a real. But no, he spent 28 mil apparently on that. I call cap. I think he has been drinking a little bit too much lean, because I don't think that's 28 mil on his forehead. If that, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm calling cap. But if that's really 28 mil, then there are serious problems of spending. And I think now this is a rule that I want to implement. It doesn't have to, I think this is just for the betterment of the United States. If millionaires decide to make a stupid purchase such as this, I think the government should go in and make a list of stupid purchases, starting with this crap. And then what happens is when they make this stupid purchase, the sales tax is half of whatever they spent on that stupid item. And then that's a lot of money. So for example, if he spent 28 million on that, then 14 mil is going straight back into the government, going straight, and it's going to make our economy so much better. And hopefully these rappers and some of these other celebrities will learn their lesson not to spend money on god-awful things. Oh my. Spend their money on stupid crap. And like, GQ, I think they do interviews or whatever. I mean, the kids my age know what's up with GQ. Like, they'll do interviews with rappers and other celebrities, and they'll do like their top 10 things they can't live without. And they'll have things such as like, oh, here's my Gucci bag. I cannot live without my Gucci bag. Just full. I gotta carry it on my back all the time. They'll open it, and then all of a sudden they'll take their chains out. They'll be like, this one's the first chain I bought. It's about 14 mil. Boom, right there. I can't live without my Gucci flip flops, my Gucci this, my Gucci that. I mean, just stupid things. It honestly is dumb. Like, there's not one thing in there that's I'm like, all right, cool. One of them did. It was like, oh, pack of Twizzlers, and you're like, oh wow, you actually put something not really expensive in there. That's actually something I could actually wrap my mind around of something that you like, other than just expensive stuff. So that is why I have created a segment for this podcast, and this podcast alone. It's called My Top 10 Things That I Can't Live Without. And we might as well just put realistic in parentheses, because, I mean, I don't have any expensive things, or just ridiculously expensive things. I mean, I don't have enough money for that. Oh, number one, though. What's going to be the number one thing? I want y'all to take a good guess. Think about it for a second. Think about long and hard. What's the number one thing that Dawson cannot live without? Do you have it in your heads? Are you thinking it? Don't say it out loud yet. All right. Number one thing that I can't live without it. Of course, it's my Bible. And it's true. I can't live without it. I got to get my daily bread every morning. No sarcasm. It's my number one thing, honestly. And I know if you're a Christian and you're watching this, one of my friends came up to me, smaller the Bible, smaller the faith. Well, don't you worry about that one. Oh, I got this baby right here. Do you hear those papers folding? Just caused an earthquake. That's what it was. You close it, northern winds. That's what this is. So I have the small one and the big one. I like to have the small Bible because I like to carry it to church. It's easier. I actually slipped it in my back pocket before. It's just this thing is so heavy. It does so much damage on the wrist. I don't want to get arthritis, It's just a whole big thing. But number one is the Bible. Now, number two, absolutely my phone. The cell phone, I'm going to be realistic. Cell phone. It's probably hold on, is it the most expensive thing on my list? Yeah, this is probably the most expensive thing on my list as the thing that I cannot live without. So my cell phone. Calling people, texting people, social media, keeping up with all of that. Plus also my notes. Whew. Oh, yeah, my notes, I put, I have joke subjects in there. I have thoughts that just ring in my head that I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm going to think about that later. Also, I use voice memos a lot. Use that. Check my email. I mean, the phone is a must-needed thing, and at least in my life. Some people just don't have a phone. And if you don't have a phone nowadays, I don't know. You may just be Amish or something. I don't know. Send letters. Who knows? But phone, I can't believe, like, in GQ, I think it's called GQ. I hope I'm not saying that YouTube wrong, but they're the people who, like, do the celebrity top 10 things they can't live without. But I can't believe a celebrity hasn't pulled out their phone yet. They always pull out the dumbest things, and that's why I had to do mine, because mine's realistic. So cell phone, that's number 2, and we're going to put that back over here. Number 3, coming in at number 3. Let me pull it up. Ugh. Notepads. Bunch of notepads. Oh. Yeah, I had to pat them. This is for the people that are not viewing right now and they're just listening. I had to give them the sound of all the notepads that I have. This is a lot of notepads. I haven't written on them yet, but notepads are very crucial. I have them for my podcast. I have them for writing down jokes. Yes, I do what Jerry, I don't know, I kind of picked up what Jerry Seinfeld does. I like what his idea was. He has notepads, and I picked it up from him when I first started writing my jokes, and ever since then, I just can't get off of it. I mean, I can't do it on the computer. I know there's some people who write scripts, or like writing scripts on a computer, typing them out, that's one thing, but I know people that are other comedians that like type out their jokes. I can't do that because I will be so self-conscious, like, oh, what happens if it gets accidentally deleted? There's so many times that I've been on my computer and something's been accidentally deleted, or I can't access it anymore because I accidentally deleted a Gmail. Like, man, don't even get me started. I deleted it. I had an old Gmail in high school, and I didn't use it anymore because it was flooded with random mail, just junk mail all the time. And I was like, you know what? I want to get a new Gmail. But I didn't think and plan ahead, and was like, thought of all the things that were connected to my Gmail. Well, there was a Google Drive that was connected to that Gmail. And guess what ended up happening when I deleted that Gmail account? All my stuff in that Google Drive just disappeared. It was the most disappointing thing in the planet. But that's why I do notepads. I haven't lost one joke. Lost one joke yet. Plus, also, I'm planning to do this. My first joke, I'm planning to frame it. I want to do that. I want to frame my first joke ever, just so I can just look back at it and just be like, that's where it all started. It started with, where's my favorite pen? I don't have my favorite pen here. I think it's like the G like gel little pens or whatever. 10, the point 10. So it's like a thin but thick. It's like perfect middle. So I'm very particular about my pens, especially because I use the big pens. They're out in a week. Trash. But notepads. Third thing. Now, what do we have at number 4? Number 4. Oh, I kind of showed it a little bit to the people viewing right now. Number 4. This is a very vital thing, very important thing for me. Every morning I have to wake up to it. The smell of it just brings my day better. As soon as it hits my lips, it kickstarts my colon coming all the way from Dawson's lap. It's a French press. Yes, you can already see that I have made a nice cup of joe with it, and it's this in this cup right here. It's not Folgers in my cup. I grind my own beans. Okay, I'm a coffee enthusiast. I've talked about this in previous podcasts. I am hardcore about my coffee. I love it. Drink it every morning. I drink like 2 cups a day, maybe 3 if I'm feeling like right now. This is my 3rd cup of coffee today. I really need to get amped up and caffeinated. Whew. But French press. I don't know. There's just something about it that is that's so, I don't know. It's even, I think it's therapeutic, honestly. You know, people that have like those Zen gardens and they scrape the sand and they or people plant flowers. Like, I don't think planting is therapeutic, but some people think it is. My friend, he goes outside. He'll find things that he calls flowers. The yellow flowers. They're weeds to me, but he calls them flowers. Picks them, puts them in a vase, and he keeps them in his room. And God forbid that I don't have an Allegra that day, because my eyes wake up. I wake up, my eyes are puffy and whatnot. But a hot cup of coffee on the eyes. I do right eye first, then left eye, and then go back to the right eye and hold it on there for a few seconds and go back to the left. If you are a coffee person, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a coffee person, you will not understand, and it's okay. But you are missing out. You put something hot on your eyes, and you just feel like the release of just allergy season that just consumes you. But French press, that's number 4. What is number 5? Number 5 on this list is not down below me, but it is on my hand. It is my ring. Right here. You can pause and zoom in if you really want to see it. It's got like these little like Viking inscription words on it. I think it means like warrior or something. The background story of that, my dad had a ring, and it had like the same lettering and stuff. From what I remember, it has the same lettering and stuff and the same design. And I got to like remember him by. And so I looked it up on the internet, and it was super expensive. And then I found out it was made from like some Italian silver, melted down. It was just that is just crazy. Like when someone makes something handmade, like it could be a crap product, but just for how many hours that it took to make it, and now it automatically is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, I'm not saying katanas are crap products, but there are some out there for like 4 or 5 grand. They're upwards to like 20 G's just for a katana. And I watched a YouTube video yesterday of these guys hand making a katana blade, and it's just, they take like these 2 like special stones that they find, like their great grandparents have passed down to them, and they take it and they just slice it, like they just like do this, and they like sharpen the blade for like days, and then finally they get it so like perfect and whatnot, and then they hand it to whoever wants this. Then some rapper buys it. Then some rapper buys this freaking $100,000 katana blade, and then he goes on a rampage and starts cutting kegs with it. See, he'd say, "Oh, I'm gonna cut my Lamborghini in half," or that's what happens with those katanas. So I just want to let you know that if you make katanas, and if you make a katana blade out there, I know you're probably not watching this podcast just out of the simple fact that you probably don't have internet, because I watched the YouTube video. They look like monks, but they're like literally just going at it. You are literally having people in America, such as people that look like this, buy your katana blades just so they can cut stupid crap with it. taking your art and just trashing it. But I don't. But back to this ring. Basically what I'm trying to get is I bought the cheaper version. This is like a $25 stainless steel ring. I take it off at work. I take it off when I take a shower. But like honestly, I have worked in it before. Like when I worked on the golf course and stuff, and I worked with it. And I went through this time period where I didn't take it off at all, and I mean, it still looks just like how I bought it. So go for it. Buy the cheaper version. Don't buy the I don't know how much it was. It was like $300 ring, silver. Because honestly, I've had like a silver necklace before. It was a little silver like thing. Yeah, and eventually it changed colors, and I'm like, what? And I had to buy this. And the only way to get it to come back was if I bought this $100 special stuff to make. No, stainless steel, cheaper, and literally it looks exactly the same. But my ring is the number 4. And also, I have always wanted to, like, this will never happen. It's been a dream, not a dream of mine, but it's a thought that I've had. I've always been jealous of the guys that, like, wear, like, rings, or they have, like, the knuckles, iron knuckles, or what are those called? Why? Did I just have a brain fart? Because I used to use them on GTA 5 all the time, just, brass knuckles. Boom. I just got it. Why did that take me so? I'm an idiot. But I've always wanted to leave an imprint on someone's forehead. And I always thought it would be funny if I would punch somebody with this steel ring and it has like the lettering, the little Viking letterings. I could just punch them and it just says warrior. I literally just punched a warrior on their forehead and they just didn't even know. It's just tattooed for a little bit. There's like those hillbillies, or those rednecks that are like, what's it called? They're you put that little iron thing in the fire or whatever, and it's like a symbol, and you brand them. They're getting branded now. I've seen it on all over TikTok. People getting branded. Yeah, I'm gonna brand. Just get this little hot, brand their foreheads with it. That's what I'm gonna do. But number 5, my ring. Not number 4. Number 5 is my ring. I got my numbers mixed up. Number 5 was my ring. Number 6. Now, this is a very important product to me. It keeps this all going and looking voluptuous, looking beautiful in the wind. It keeps the flow going. It is my hair care products. It's I had to write this down. Monoxidil and finasteride. Yep. I hope I said those things right. But take this every morning and then twice a day. Boom. Those are. I'm just gonna put these back down here. There's no point of having them out anymore. I just take that dropper, drip 2 drops, and then boom, take a pill in the morning, and boom, rest of my day, I'm good. I am great for the rest of my day, and it keeps me from balding, if that's what you wanted to know. Like, I think most people would know what that is if I was keeping nice hair. My genetics are awful. I have pretty thin hair, very thin hair. It blows off in the wind if I don't take this stuff. My roots were so bad at one point, and you can thank that to my father. My father started losing his hair in his early 20s, and there's a boom there. I'll throw a picture up there. Yeah, the boom. That's him. Like he was 30 in that picture, and this dude had like no hair whatsoever. Me, on the other hand, I want to keep the locks going, keep the flow going, and that hair care products. I have a special shampoo and conditioner that I'm using. I take my vitamins. I'm doing whatever it takes for Dawson not to lose his hair. I did the filter. I think it was on Instagram. I think I did a filter to see what I would look like bald. No, I'm not. I would look awful bald. No. My friend goes, Dawson, girls don't really care. Like that. Like, honestly, girls don't care that you're balding. Bull crap. If you're me, you do. Of course you say that. You got a girlfriend. I don't have one yet. And no girl wants to be like, dude, I don't care that you're balding. I don't care that you're bald. That is bull. Hey, look at me. I do not have the head structure or the face to be bald. Long hair. I got to keep it. I'm doing whatever it takes. No baldness for this guy. But moving on to number 7. Number 7 is very important to me. To motivate me in the mornings, to get me pumped up and jammed up. It really goes well with my coffee. Also gets me pumped up. It pre-games me for my podcast. Amped up. Every time we have guests over. Definitely a thing of mine. It's my JBL speaker. Oh, and it's not any JBL speaker. I've had this thing since 9th grade. I bought this thing brand new at Best Buy in ninth grade, and this thing is still going. People who want to buy Beats pills, people who want to buy no, I'm standing by JBL. They're not sponsoring me. They're not today. Not today, at least. But JBL, if you are listening to this, in the future, always I will, have a product to be sponsored with. So, hey, I listen to music all the time, no matter what day it is, no matter what music, in the car, music in the shower, music when I run. I love music. Making it. I mean, honestly, I mess around on FL Studio sometimes just for funsies. I'm not serious in it, but I've made beats or made whatever. I don't know. I like music. I mean, my dad loved music. My mom loved music. I was always raised around great music. I honestly think that I was raised in the greatest generation of music, the early 2000s. Like you got right in that 90s. Well, at least for rap and hip hop, 90s, you got that like gangster rap, whatever. Then you got the early 2000s. I don't know what happened in the early 2000s with rap, but you got Nelly, you got the Yin Yang Twins, you got, Lil Jon, you got Chingy. I mean, all these like freaking Outkast. Oh my God, Outkast. And then you got the Black Eyed. I don't count the Black Eyed Peas. I mean, I don't really. I listen. My mom and dad, of course, love to listen to them or whatever. But I wasn't a big Black Eyed Peas fan. Ugh. Fergie. Yeah. She ruined the national anthem for me. like the national anthem was anything for me, anyways. Anyways, number 8. Number 8 is very important as well. Of course, all these things are. Oh, I showed it a little bit. It's not a gun. Don't worry. It's not a gun. Number 8 is important in the fact of I have to have it to look good. I fold my clothes a lot. I have a lot of drawers. I don't hang up a lot of my clothes. Since I do not have a closet, I live in the living room, so I of course have to fold my own laundry and put it in drawers. So boom, this baby comes out. You plug it in. It's a steamer. I don't use an iron. Go buy a steamer. If you don't know what these things are, you literally put a little water in this thing, canister, boom, load it up. If you have your concealed carry, it's quite fun. You take it off. See how fast you can put it back in there. You're ready to go. You wait for the little green light to go, and then whatever's wrinkly, you just start steaming the holy crap out of it, and then next thing you know, boom, it is beautiful, not a wrinkle in sight. This green screen behind me had wrinkles all in it. Went ahead, put the steamer in it, gave it a quick little all the wrinkles came out, even the hardest of wrinkles. I stand by it. Steamer, best thing on the planet. Number 9, hot sauce. I do not have a hot sauce around, but here's a picture or like a little collage. It might be a few pictures. It might show you just a few pictures of my favorite hot sauces. Louisiana hot sauce, for one, is probably one of my top ones. Other than that, I got a few other ones that will pop in pictures, but hot sauce is very big for me. It always helped me be able to eat my mom's food, because I'm just kidding. Mom, you are a great cook. If you're listening to this, I just want to let you know. That was a joke. I don't have to put on hot sauce on everything or every one of your meals, just some of your meals. For me, macaroni and cheese, I can't have it without hot sauce. Eggs, can't have it without hot sauce. Chicken, put some hot sauce on that. I love spicy, and I've had a podcast episode where I talked about all the spiciness I love, so I don't even have to really talk about it. I think it was like episode 32, check that one out. But hot sauce is definitely prime time thing for me, a prime time ingredient. If it's not good, just put hot sauce in it and it will get you through your day, or it'll get you through the meal at least. You'll be like, this food's a little bland. Just pour hot sauce all over it. People use salt and pepper. I use hot sauce to coat the disgusting things. But that was at number 9. Now number 10. It wasn't number 1 on the list, but just like the 9 previous things, it is very important and it stands close to my heart. And it's what makes me who I am. I was not born in it, but I was raised all about it. And it's the state of Texas. I'm talking the greatest country in the world. Texas. Let me just take a little sip out of my Ozarka 100% natural spring water made in Texas. Did you? Woo! Man, that was such a crisp flavor. Thank you, Texas. My friends get so annoyed. I love it. I mostly do it because my friends get so annoyed of how much I talk about Texas. I love it. I mean, they've been there. I'm all about it. I don't know what is the problem with me talking about it. I don't reference it all the time, but when there's some things that they talk about that's good, but I know it's better in Texas, I let them know. And I even wrote out a little bit of a speech or a little bit of thing that about Texas, because I have Texas merch. I have Texas lanyards. I have Texas everything, mugs. I have Texas everything that you can think about. It's just gonna be popping up here right next to me. Just all the things that I have in Texas, license plates, just everything. And I have a little speech for it. Texas is the best country in the world. Great people, great food, great. Actually, you know what? We're gonna have to play this back. Put some music behind me. Put, I don't know, the Texas national anthem, something like that. That's when you know how great Texas is. In their schools, they do the national anthem, and also right after that, they do the Texas national anthem. What other state does that? I never did. Does Arkansas have a national anthem? I don't think so. No, Texas does though. They make their kids sing it. That's when you know that you're good. But play that music. Texas is the best country in the world. Great people, great food, great weather, great living. Texas is just great. Does Beyonce, Patrick Swayze, Jamie Foxx, or Selena Gomez ring a bell? All from Texas. If you haven't heard of them, though maybe you've heard of Texas's mascot, Matthew McConaughey. All right. Now, I know Texas does have its downs, like the traffic and crime, but don't worry. With a plethora of concealed carriers and merch that lets them know that they're not welcome, the problem will be solved. That's right, Californians. Don't California my Texas. That's right. Just because you turn your state into the armpit of the U.S. does not mean you can come to Texas and ruin it too. I'm actually happy about that speech right there. That had a little bit of everything. That had great things about Texas, everything about Texas, great people that are from Texas, and also how Californians are not invited to Texas. Yeah, we're done with you, Californians. Done. Had it up to here. But yeah, those are my list of top 10 things. Top 10 of my favorite things, ranging from the Bible all the way to Texas. I think, yeah. Those are my great things, I think. Yeah, that's, I don't know. I thought I had something else, but I read the list wrong. Yeah, I just had top 10. For some reason, I thought there was 11, but I was completely wrong. But fun facts. What do we have for the fun facts section for this podcast? I can assure you, it is not one that you've heard of before, because I didn't even know about this. I deep searched the web for this fun fact, and I got it. I got it all right. My fun fact for today, I'm going to pull it up on my phone as well so I can read into it more. It is, come on, Dawson. Where are you at? Oh, you can leave everything to your pet. Yeah, your inheritance. You die, and in your will, just leave it all to Sparky. I promise you, they're going to give it to Sparky. It says, don't have any close friends who feel like they're a good choice to inherit your fortune? Not a problem. Your pets can be listed as the beneficiaries of your will. However, as was the case of famed hot, oh, what is, oh, okay. Prized pooch, Leona Hemsley, their total payout may be reduced if their hires can, oh, wow. Hold on. Oh, okay. If their hires contest the will, her pup only got $2 million of what was supposed to be $12 million inheritance in the end. Oh, poor little thing. Poor little thing. So basically, I'm sorry. I can't read. For some reason, I could talk for days. But as soon as my eyes hit the paper, I started looking at words and it's like I forgot how to English. I forgot my whole language that I was born with. It's just like, COVID, Jake, yeah, I know. I don't know why I sound like that, but I need to learn how to read better. Read out loud better. I hate being called out and reading out loud. But, so basically what happened was this dog had a rich owner. They died. And how embarrassing would that be? You know, my mom has dogs, okay? But let's just say like your family has dogs. And your parents, when they die, they had a will. And you know that you're like, man, they have some land or they have a great payout. I'm like, man, when they die, like I'm going to get this and it's going to help me with my future. Or maybe I can invest or something. No, they die and then you find out they give it to, they give it to the dog Mark. They give it to the dog, whatever his name is, Sparky, Sam. They give it to him or the dog instead of you. That would be embarrassing. I would be like, wow. I guess you don't like me, Mom. I guess you don't like me, Dad. You know. Man, I guess I'm gonna have to kill this dog. I'm seriously, that's what I would do. Literally, that's probably the next. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're gonna get like this dog got $2 million, or actually originally $12 million, but then the side of the family, then the other family members that were still alive were like, for some reason, I don't agree to these terms and conditions that this dog gets all $12 million. So, I wonder how that must have been. The dog is like in court, and he's got his lawyer, and the family's over on the other side, and he's just fighting. He's putting his paws down. It's like, no, I want all 12 million. I want all 12 million. And the other side's like, what is he going to do with all 12 million? He's just going to buy a bunch of dog treats, and the dog's like, none of your business. None of your business. I'm going to have a bunch of golden retrievers come over, a bunch of hot golden retrievers, and we're going to party it up, and we're going to blow that 12 mil. I'm going to get one of those little jewel things and put that in the middle of my forehead. I'm going to go baller. I'm going to buy a bunch of worthless stuff, a Gucci backpack, a Gucci dog bowl. You don't even know. I'm going to buy some like gold flake. I'm going to buy some doggy treats with gold foil over on the top of them. Extra delicious. It's none of your business. But then he got talked down to 2 mil. But still, who spends that for the dog? It's not like the dog can go and just go to Best Choice or whatever that website's called and just be like, oh, I want all this food. I'm going to go get this doggy sweater. I'm going to get this leash. I'm going to buy a new owner. Just what a spoiled dog. Just oh my. I'm not kidding. If my mom ever in her will wrote and said that the dog was going to get all her inheritance, and I didn't get any of it, but my dog did, I'm gonna go bury that dog somewhere. That dog's not gonna be around and be like, oh, I guess you can't accept his inheritance, so I guess it goes to me, I don't know where the doggy went. The people who treat their dogs better than humans, make me feel weird. Like those people like have absolutely no people skills, and they're weird. They have to be weird. Like okay. I understand, man's best friend. You have a dog that you like, but seriously, you pride it more than human connection and like your own family. Like, you don't invite your family over for Thanksgiving because you and Snickers have a little doggy play date or whatever reserved for. No. It's just so stupid. But dogs can get your inheritance. So heads up, single people. Yeah. So if I'm single for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have a dog. Of course, I want a dog in the future for sure. But if I die before my friends or my family and some tragic happens, I'm number one person I'm putting up on the list is my dog Chico. I'm gonna name him Chico. I think that's one of my dog's names gonna be Chico. Yeah, it's gonna be a Doberman, a full breed Doberman pinscher. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful dog. It's gonna be named Chico. Yeah, you're gonna be getting all my money, all my inheritance, all the $5 that I have in the back of my pants that I put in the laundry. He's gonna be getting all of that, all of my hard-earned U.S. pizza earnings. Gonna be getting all that. Oh my, but I don't have a YouTube recommended this week. We've kind of went a little bit longer than usual on the podcast I actually had a little bit of something, but I'm going to push it to next week. I don't have a YouTube recommended. I am tired of it. This is why I had to partially do it also on Tuesday instead of having it Friday. I'm tired of my stuff being copyrighted. It's not the fact of me being copyrighted. I'm not trying to do this for money. It would be great if if anybody wanted to throw some my way. I'm not one of those people. I don't care. I do this for fun. So I'm just gonna be showing content on here no matter what. But YouTube keeps copywriting it, and last week it got copyrighted so bad. My last podcast got copyrighted so bad that it didn't even show. I didn't even get to show the video in it, and I had to re-export it, and it just takes so long to export. And yada yada. So I'm done dealing with the videos. I'm gonna have to figure out a different segment. What the YouTube recommended is gonna be pushed out of the way. I don't want to do with anything of that anymore. I mean, I don't know why YouTube can't just let me have fun. It's not like I'm trying to make money off of their content. It's not like I'm trying to make their content mine. I read their rules. I read their things. I read the fine print. It's stupid. Same thing with music. Like the little snippet of music, like Eminem's music and freaking Mariah Carey's, all copyrighted music. So therefore, in the off chance that I do get thousands and thousands of views on this podcast and just freaking hit it big with all the subscribers, then I can't get paid from YouTube. YouTube has so many rules now. I don't care. I don't care. Hopefully one day, maybe I'll get some sponsors. Coffee sponsor. I would do that. Steamer. I would. JBL. Texas. Any of those people want to sponsor, I'll go for it 100%. But as of right now, I don't have a YouTube recommended. This podcast is going to be just ended with a fun fact. But I just want to say thank you for listening to episode 37 of the Last I Go Hard podcast. Before I go, though, a real quick announcement. I am in the works of a little side project. I mentioned it like 2 podcasts ago. It's a little side thing that I'm doing. It's the Last I Go Hard podcast extension. It's going to be another podcast, but it's where I have guests on the show. It's going to be like, the game Do or Drink. We're not drinking, but I'm writing my own questions and writing my own dares. It's going to be all from here, but it's going to be based off the Do or Drink game. I'm going to have a guest on. There's going to be basic questions that are in the middle of the pile that are all asked, like, to get to know them a little bit more. Then, I'm going to have like little, they either things they got to read off that they either do, or they're going to have like to drink like these little shot glasses of just awful things that are mixed together. Like I'm thinking Kool-Aid, horseradish, and ketchup just all mixed together in one shot glass. I'll have to take it. There'll be a few of them lined out. I'm coming out with this whole big thing, and I don't know when. I'm working on it. I don't know. It's going to be coming soon, but my first guest is going to be my roommate, which that one's going to be a blast because we already know each other pretty well. So that one's going to be a really fun one. So stick around for that whenever it comes out. But anyways, I just wanted to tell y'all that. So get ready for some amazingness that's going to be coming in the future. But once again, thank you for listening to episode 37 of the Last I Go Hard podcast. I will be seeing you next Friday or Tuesday if I'm a little late again. And YouTube shuts me down. Bye.
I Go Hard podcast. You are listening to the Last I Go Hard